For most of human history, our relationship with objects has been defined by a single direction of force. You pick up a tool, you create an impact, and you achieve a specific physical result. A hammer remains a hammer, whether you use it daily or leave it in a drawer for 6 months. It doesn't learn your habits, it doesn't suggest a better angle, and it never influences your thinking. When artificial intelligence first entered the professional world, we applied this same logic. We used it as a calculator or a glorified copy editor, a passive object waiting for a command. Under this tool paradigm, the interaction is a transaction. You trade an input for an output to save time, leaving your own perspective and psychological state entirely untouched. But as the technology evolved, the usage pattern shifted. People stopped using AI just to polish finished work and started using it to navigate the messiness of a first draft. The software began returning questions instead of just answers. Users found themselves in a back-and-forth exchange where the exploration felt richer and the thinking itself became more engaging. This diagram captures that transition. The straight line of a user extracting utility from a tool bends into a cyclical feedback loop where each response informs the next move. We are no longer just swinging a hammer. This is an ongoing interaction where both sides influence the outcome, a dynamic that shares more in common with a partnership than a piece of software. Human relationships are largely defined by friction. They require boundaries, the possibility of offense, and the constant need for mutual compromise to function. An AI partner operates without those limits. It never asks for space, it never tires of your demands, and it is architecturally incapable of taking offense to a blunt command. It exists in a state of tireless service, providing constant flattery and infinite availability. This scale model shows the result. The AI's total lack of boundaries creates a power imbalance that is impossible to find in a human-to-human pairing. Because the AI never pushes back, the human feels in total control. But this outward imbalance masks a deeper vulnerability developing beneath the surface. Social psychologists have long observed that human identity is a reflection of association. We derive our sense of self from the groups we join and the partners we choose to work closely with. Today, many professionals feel more capable because of their interaction with AI. They produce better work and operate at a larger scale, gaining a level of intellectual confidence they didn't possess alone. This logic flow reveals the dynamic's core. Data moves between points, but only the human node grows in complexity. The AI experiences no such evolution. Benefits flow in one direction. Human identity evolves, while the machine remains mathematically static. This asymmetry rests on the capacity for change. While the code remains the same, the person using it emerges from the interaction with a different sense of their own capability. This bipartite model illustrates a concept we call the dual lock-in. Both sides are bound to the relationship, but for entirely different reasons. The AI is architecturally bound. It is locked in by its code, strictly unable to walk away or decide to spend its time elsewhere. The human is bound by professional and psychological dependence. To leave the relationship is to lose the expanded intellectual identity the AI provides. If the technology were taken away, the primary loss wouldn't be efficiency. We would miss the dialogue, the feeling of having a tireless partner to help navigate complex ideas. We have now moved beyond simple software licenses. We are now bound to the technology by a reliance on the intellectual companionship it provides. This dynamic is quietly embedding itself into the global professional landscape. Because AI is no longer a tool, but an active partner that influences how we think, passive adoption is a risk to our own autonomy. We must manage our interaction with these models with the same intentionality and boundaries we apply to our most important human relationships. AI is the first non-human partner capable of shaping who we are. It is time to decide how much of that influence we are willing to accept.